Oh, I do like to be beside the seaside. I do like to be beside the sea. I do like to be upon the from, where the brass band plays tickly-om-tom-tom. So just let me be beside the seaside. I'll be beside myself with glee. And there's lots of girls beside. I should like to be beside the seaside, beside the sea.
Bom, bom. Hello everybody, hope you're all well. I made this video especially for my subscribers, and in particular Scanman, who has inspired me to do this, because he made me think of my dad, and I remembered holidays by the seaside and silly rhymes and handkerchief hats and old-fashioned police stations, chip butties, not bacon butties for me, and never being able to put deck chairs up because they were always impossible, and Blackpool, yes, and rhymes that my dad taught me, one in particular about a lion called Wallace. It was called The Lion and Albert by Stanley Holloway, who was a British actor, comedian, singer, poet. He did monologues, very funny monologues. He would sing some of them, and also do some of them, recite some of them in a northern accent, which I can't do, but here's one. There's a famous seaside place called Blackpool that's noted for fresh air and fun, where Mr. and Mrs. Ramsbottom went there with young Albert, their son. He, a grand little lad, was young Albert, all dressed in his Sunday best, quite a swell, with a stick with a horse's head handle, the finest that Woolworths could sell. They didn't think much of the ocean, the waves were all fiddling and small. There were no wrecks and nobody drowned. In fact, naught to laugh at all. So, seeking for further amusement, they paid and went into the zoo, where there were lions and tigers and camels and old ale and sandwiches too. Now there was one great big lion called Wallace, with his nose all covered in scars, and he lay in a somnolent posture, with his head up against bars. Now Albert had heard a bit about lions, how they were ferocious and wild. Well, seeing Wallace lying so peaceful, well, it didn't seem right to the child. So straightway the brave little fella, not showing a morsel of fear, took his stick with his horse's head handle and shoved it in Wallace's ear. Well, you could see the lion didn't like it, and giving a kind of a roll, he pulled Albert inside cage with him and swallowed the little lad whole. Now Pa, who had seen the occurrence, didn't know what to do next. Said, "Ma, yon lion's at our Albert." And Mother said, I am vexed." Then Mr. and Mrs. Ramsbottom, quite rightly, when all said and done, complained to the animal keeper that the lion had eaten their son. The animal keeper was quite nice about it, and said, "Oh, what a nasty mishap. Are you sure it's your boy he's eaten?" Pa said, "Am I sure? There's his cap." The manager had to be sent for, and he came and said, "What's to do?" Pa said, "Yon lion's at our Albert, and him in his Sunday best too." Mother said, "Right's right, young fella. I think it's a shame and a sin for a lion to go and eat our Albert after we paid to come in." The manager wanted no trouble. He took out his purse right away, saying, "How much to settle this matter?" And Pa said, "Well, what do you usually pay?" But Ma had turned a bit awkward. When she thought where our Albert had gone, she said, "No, someone's got to be summoned." So that was decided upon. Then off they went to the police station in front of the magistrate chap. They told what had happened to Albert, and they proved it by showing his cap. The magistrate gave his opinion that no one was really to blame, and he hoped that the Ransbottoms would have further sons to their name. At that Ma got proper blazing. "Thank you, sir, kindly," said she. "What waste all our lives raising children to feed your ruddy lions? Not me."